Top 20 high-risk crypto altcoins with 500x potential. Sorry about the black screen, didn't expect that. But a video is coming to you in 3, 2, 1. Crypto superstar, that is what you are. Coming from afar, recommending stuff. Run away with me to another place and make me gains, make me riches. From the exchange to my bank. Top 20 diversified crypto altcoins that could deliver up to 500x in the next bull market. Turn $1,000 into $500,000. I am going to be showing you 20 picks with optimal buy prices in order to be able to optimize your gains, multipliers, and fortunes potential in the next bull market. Here with me, the Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x altcoins, which I have found in the past. This isn't a conclusive list of all of them, but I can tell you this. By 2026, there will be another 30, at least 100x's, if not a potential 120. if all goes well with my predictions. So, if you love content like this, then make sure that you do just the smallest thing, honestly. Could it be smaller? It's not something I've heard often. But just smash that like, smash it and watch it animate. Look, the thumb goes up like that. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because being part of the live stream experience or being part of watching any Suppoman video means that you are privy to information you get from nowhere. I am the #1 quantitative analyst of altcoins in crypto. I analyze all the data. I use past history, where I have been in the cryptocurrency game for 6 years. I have been in this game for a long time. I'm a veteran. I've been around to see the altcoin bubble. And I am well placed to be able to identify what are the cryptos that can make you life-changing gains and get you to Monaco, if not somewhere else, maybe cheaper like Dubai. But whatever the case, a place where you don't have to pay tremendous taxes because you're going to make so goddamn much, but you're going to want to preserve it. So, if you want to be part of the little community of 124,000 people that also want to have that information, subscribe and also hit the bell notification because you don't want to miss these live streams when they happen. Furthermore, if you want to make sure that you know what I am buying and when and how much and on what exchange, then join my DCA group by going to Udemy. So you go to Udemy, you quite literally, in fact you don't have to do this, just click the link in the description, but cryptocurrency, and hopefully, there we are, the #1 course on cryptocurrency on Udemy, the #1 distance learning, remote education platform. And there it is on #1. Let me just make sure that everything's fine. I can hear my computer is dying. Well, it is hot in the UK. I don't know why I'm wearing a blazer, but it is hot in the UK. And yeah, so my computer is obviously working overtime right now. But anyway, you go into this course. It's not $49.99, it's $9.99. Last lecture. So many people ask me, Superman, how do I find your DCA Telegram group? It's quite simple. Last lecture. Right, people. So, let me get rid of that. Probably got other screens that I need to get rid of. But, look, where we are at is where we were at 4 years ago, which is essentially in a zone where you're just literally waiting for something. You're just waiting for the market to bottom out. You're waiting for the final blow off bottom event, and then invest and you wait. Invest and you wait. And my personal opinion is that, I mean, I have been DCAing, but my personal opinion is there is going to be an optimal buy price, which is where Bitcoin is going to find its bottom because as a result of various negative events, or some including recession, regulation that's coming into the crypto space, and as a result of a recession, high interest rates, casualties, victims in cryptocurrency, one of which could be potentially the biggest exchange or something or the biggest stable coin goes down, and then we have our blow off bottom. We have enormous amounts of fear. You buy, you hold, you wait for 2 years, and that is that. Okay? So that is where we're at right now. We're waiting. And until that point, we just go sideways down, sideways up, sideways down. Nothing really happens. It's boring. But this is not a boring time to be looking at what to eye up, because you do need that time. I've been around since 2017, the early part of 2017, when I was one of a few crypto YouTubers that was around. And I have lived through this. I know how impatient one can be. And what I also know is that in 2019 and 2020, I exited. I was not really in the market. I made hardly any videos. And I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, which is research, research, research. Data, samples, everything. In order to make sure I don't fuck up the next bull market. Because it's easy to fuck it up if you don't invest in the right coins with the right fundamentals and the right pumpermentals as well. That's the most important thing. There are a lot of people in cryptocurrency that will tell you to buy Bitcoin, to buy Ethereum. And whilst these will preserve your wealth, whilst they will definitely make you money, they will not turn your amount invested into life-changing money in one cycle. All right, I know this. I have been around long enough to know that these are not the vehicles in which to do so. They are vehicles to preserve wealth when you get richer, but they have never been the vehicles to make extremes amount of wealth. They weren't my vehicles. If I had invested in Bitcoin on day one of crypto YouTube, I would have turned $1,000 into $25,000. Big whoopee! Sit $25,000 from $1,000 in 6 years in arguably the biggest money-making industry on earth. That's shit. So, it's altcoins, and you can't be too careful. You need to make sure you go through the data with a fine-tooth comb and really understand. Hence, 20 cryptocurrencies with the potential. They're high risk, but with the potential to make significant multipliers. I'm going to be coming to you with those very, very shortly. So, as I've said, we are in that zone where it's just boring. And you're just waiting, and it's just part of the game. It's just part of the game. You're going to be getting, certain narratives that come up, like this one, which is where Goldman Sachs have actually downgraded the odds of a recession to 15% in the US, which is ridiculous. To me, this is hopium. And so Goldman Sachs should know better. So anyway, you get articles like this that make people bullish and make people think that a bull market's coming and now's the time to long. And, there are lots of liquidations happening. Yes, there's a lot of liquidations happening on long and short. In fact, right now, probably more short than there is long. But having said that, look, in the last 12 hours, 12.6 million in longs have been liquidated. And that's all that happens in this period. It's just a leverage trading game. And like I said, it's boring. But this is how the exchanges make money. And how they make money is by getting... is by being part of the fake news carousel. Oh, recession isn't going to happen. Oh, Jerome Powell's going to be dovish. Oh, Binance is fine. All these things that make you confident is what causes people to go long and causes people to get liquidated. So, that's just the period that we're facing. But as an investor, not a trader, as an investor, this is just a period purely to research. Now, I'm not going to say the Suppoman was right, but we have now got two entities, VanEck and ARK Invest, that are officially starting the clock for Ethereum ETFs. If you've been watching me for a year, both on YouTube and on Twitch, you would have seen that I predicted this timeline over a year ago, which is that first there will be a Bitcoin ETF granted, then there will be an Ethereum ETF granted. After that, it opens up the floodgates for diversified ETFs. But it's all coming to light a year on from when I predicted it. Secondly, look who's back. If you watched my last stream, you will have seen that I said it was a marketing ploy. A marketing ploy to rebrand, refresh, re-energize, and come back as a potentially more liked influencer to take on Coin Bureau. Alright, so Ben, formerly BitBoy, the artist formerly known as BitBoy, is back as Ben Armstrong and now is going to re-establish himself as crypto YouTuber, crypto influencer, etc. And probably with a bunch of saps who fell for it. If you watch me, you will have seen that I saw this move a mile off. So anyway, so there we are. So another prediction that Suppoman's got right. Now, where are we? So, I've been saying to you that, as with everything in life, to be successful, you have to be in the 1%. I.e. the 1% of either network, money, work ethic, etc. I would class myself in the 1% of work ethic and I suppose crypto network. But what I will say is that this 99 and 1% populations are occurring with what we see with the address balances in Bitcoin presently. This is the 1%, the people with actual money, the people with just less than 1k of 1k Bitcoin coins. Not 1k worth of Bitcoin, but 1,000 Bitcoins, which is a lot of money. What's that? That's 2 point... No. I don't know. But anyway, 25 times... 25,000 times 1,000, essentially. If I was any good at maths, I'd know. And then what you've got is you've got the 95%, i.e. the people with little balances. Okay, little balances, buying up. All right? Does this look like 1% behavior? This. Does that look like 1% behavior? No, this looks like the 99% behavior, which is people buying too early. Now, admittedly, there's nothing wrong necessarily with having bought Bitcoin at 15k or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's better than buying it at 69 or whatever. It's better than buying it at the top, which is when most people actually, when people come into cryptocurrency, which is the tail end of a bull market, that's when people buy. That's when people are buying. They're buying these assets at the top. And it's not a bad thing necessarily to be buying at the bottom. It isn't. But is there a better opportunity? Is there a better opportunity to make money? Is there greater multiplier potential waiting? And my personal prediction is that yes, there is. And the 99% are peaking too early. They're buying too early. Versus those who are in the 1% and they're still actually selling. So look, this is the period of quantitative tightening, which has obviously taken place in the wider macro environment rather than the crypto environment. And when that tightening happened, that had a big impact on risk on assets, of which Bitcoin is one of them. Stocks are another, gold's another. But yeah, so this is when... So the orange line are the actual addresses and the black line is the Bitcoin price. So as you can see, from when it has bottomed, when Bitcoin has actually bottomed, the address balances have actually been going down rather than up. So what you see here is this is what you see in the dumb money. The dumb money are buying it all up. Which, looking at this, it looks like they've made a great job, because when Bitcoin did go down to 16k, 15k, that's when address balances shot up. So you would actually think at this point they did a great job. But we've got a long way to go yet. I mean, best case scenario is that we end the bear market at the point of halving, which is that we've got a timeline, recession regulation, whatever's going to happen with Tether, Binance, or some other entity. This is all going to happen by halving date, which is around about April, May next year. And that will be the end of it. That will be the recovery phase. And then during that time, best case scenario, you would have bought at a blow off bottom because of recession and regulation. The other scenario is that we carry on. We have a bear market that actually expands to years, like with what happened in the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. So you saw what I presented to you last week, which is that when a recession was announced, Dow Jones S&P 500 went down 60%, but actually it took 7 years from the top of the bull market in stocks to getting to matching that all-time high. It took 7 years. And until then, there was a prolonged bear market. And there is that potential, yet again. I would say worst-case scenario. But my personal prediction is that the 4-year cycles pattern remains intact at this point, and there's nothing to dispute it. Yes, Bitcoin has never seen a recession, and a recession hasn't yet happened, but yes, Bitcoin has never seen a recession, and it could actually halt the following of the 4-year cycles. On the other hand, we're just gonna follow the 4-year cycle, and it's all just the wheel turns, nothing changes, same thing, same old, same old. So that is, that's kind of the picture moving forward. So really, at this point, it will just become a case of buying at lows, watching me on my DCA group, and just seeing what I am buying as a kind of indication of what is happening in the market and the sentiment of the market. So anyway, before I move on, and I've actually spoken for a little bit so far. How long have I been speaking for? 20 minutes. I will now say hi to you guys. And then I will move on to the top 20 and then take on any questions after that. I have noticed that my last streams have been over 3 hours, and I really want to... And what I love about you guys is that you've actually given a lot of encouragement and compliments, saying you love the 3 hours, you love what you learn in those 3 hours, and that's great. But when I look at how many people are actually subscribing, it's pathetic. So so therefore I'm going to try and keep it a little quite a lot shorter today. So who have we got in the house? First of all, we have got Djan, Decav, Pipliotta, GHL, Gem Hunter, Violetta, Lindsay, Crypto Degen, MC Bim, NC Bims, Manny the Minister, Big Boss Razza, Chef Geo, Chad Heron, born yesterday, Reverend Flashback, Sammy Turnpike, good to see you back again, Zizo, Draz, Mr. Nice Guy, Finn T, Chinoso, Powell, Johnny Bacco, Armzilla, Roy, Ender Goons, J Deep, Antonis, Crypto Warp, Marco, Patrick Power, Jorge, Magnacraft, Jimmy Smith, ML Balmond, SH, Roshan and Gale, Mart, Yezerd, Vic1000X, Juan Pedro Garcia, Talada, Neil, Great Awakening, News AS They Are, or News As They Are, maybe. Ruzel's Journey to Achieving Financial Freedom. I love that name. Martin Anderson, Lizette, Wanye West, Sam, Bogdan, Blocku, Let's Go Crypto. Good to see you. What's all the conspiracy on the Marburg virus? Could we see another March 2020 dump? I doubt it, because I don't know anything about this Marburg virus. But you never rule out a COVID 2.0, but... Mouse, Vicosol, Vito, Moritis, Brian B, Crypto Wench, Mind of Tron, Skyline, Richard V, Mark Sonoble. This is interesting. I've heard that we could possibly experience some kind of cyber crash. Well, something that I am definitely fearing, and I will be honest, I am actually fearing it, is that something's going to happen that one can get hit where you least expect it. It's a little bit like getting robbed in your own home. Like it's the sanctuary where you're supposed to be safe. And I have got fears. I have got little fears over MetaMask. I'm not going to lie. I do think there is potential for something bad to happen. So I'm hopeful that it isn't, and that's just... But I just try to think of every single scenario that could impact me and my ability to make, significant multipliers, etc., etc. Ghost, Game King, Israel, Him Crypto, 33.3% ZZZ. Oh, what happened there? I just got kicked down. Oculus, A0001, Stee Agben, Flush100X, Julian, D Bodinance, Crypto Casino, Hurricane Hicks. Bear with me 1 second. All's fine. Antonio, Dave, Leon, Pepsi, Guidewood, Tijas, Joe Gut, Liv Vic, Martin Kane, Arda, Antonis, Alan, Oxo Cube, Omar, Bromis. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. Rightio, people. So we're gonna just go straight into a piece of the action. So, top 20 high-risk diversified altcoins. Why are they diversified? Well, because if you're a crypto noob, then all you'll pretty much know is you'll go into cryptocurrency, you'll look down CoinMarketCap, and you'll just see a ton of coins. You won't necessarily know, are they a type of coin? What type of coin do they belong to? And is that type of coin a bullish type of coin? Or should I just get into Bitcoin and Ethereum or Solana or something like that? So, what we have got is, in cryptocurrency, we have got upwards of 26,000 cryptocurrencies. It used to be the case, it used to be just currencies. And then we got blockchains. Well, we got layer 1 blockchains, such as the likes of Ethereum. Previously, we had just layer 1 currency blockchains, which were just the first version, digital ledgers. Then we had Ethereum, which brought in smart contracts, programmability to cryptocurrency, so you could create your own dApps, your own coins, your own ecosystems, essentially. And now we are in a more matured crypto market than we were in the teens. And now we're at a stage where cryptocurrency, they all have their own criteria, their own categories now. You could be a crypto YouTuber in just one of these categories. That's how big crypto and how matured crypto has gotten. So, what I have done in this bear market is I've done a ton of research, okay? I've looked into coins that were around, that were very, very new in 2020 and came out just before the pivot point in November 2020, before the bull market started, and some huge multipliers that were made, i.e. Shiba Inu, which did a 511,000x, which means if you put $1 into Shiba Inu, which on the particular day that I tracked, which was about the 3rd of November 2020, if you'd have put that $1, which is the volume apparently was on that day, then you would have made $511,000 on that $1, which is pretty insane. So I've looked at cryptocurrencies that were around at 2020 that were new, and I've also looked at cryptocurrencies that were, relatively aged and were around from the bottom of the last bull market, the bottom of the last bear market, which was 2020, to the top of the last bull market, which was November 2021. So 2018 bear to 2021 top, this is the analysis I've done. And I've taken a big sample just to make sure that I can get decent analysis from the coins and the various attributes of these coins. And what I have found is that the amount of bull markets you've been in does have an effect on how well you do in the next bull market. If you've been in no bull markets before, that means it's your first hype cycle. It's the first cycle where you are going to experience that high speculation, that incredible amount of hype. So, 0 bull markets, that is the best, that's the best feature you can have going into the next bull market. Also being part of a type. So, the ones in flames were mega narratives in the last bull market, which were DeFi, metaverse, memes, games, and layer 2s and NFTs. They were the narratives that led to such multipliers like 1900x, 874x, and so on. Right? So, type is very, very important. The price that you get into, the entry price going into the next bull market, is very, very important. I.e., it has to be an asset less than $1. I have tracked many, many assets, okay? This is a big sample size. And you will see that coins that like $42, $1.88, $33, $23 are right at the bottom of the multiplier list. The ones at the top, save for a few. So there's one at 146. There's another one at 177, but it's rare. Every coin that did mega multipliers, i.e. above 300x, was under $1, and preferably in fractions of a cent. So you're getting some great data here. So this now takes me to what are we picking for the next bull market and why, using that criteria. Never been in a bull market, ideally. Being part of a mega narrative, being under $1, and also rank. So you will see that in red and orange, you've got kind of 400, 300 rank, and in red, you've got the 500, and in dark red, you've got outside of 1,000. And in both cases, the best multipliers were outside We're outside of the top one, well outside of the top 100, and sometimes very far down the rankings, in fact. So, we now move forward to today. These are the narratives, okay? And these are the narratives that I think are going to be prevalent in the next market. There's going to be more narratives that come up, for sure. But these are the narratives that are, in my opinion, are predictable for the next bull market. And that is AI DeFi. So AI, artificial intelligence-based cryptocurrencies. Ever since ChatGPT, AI has become a big thing. And I imagine that in the next bull market, you're going to be seeing an evolution in crypto projects that can do bigger and better things with the use of AI that you can invest in. DeFi, decentralized finance, essentially a decentralized version of the banking system. In a banking system, you put money into a savings account, you get a certain amount in yield on a yearly basis. Typically, if you put 25,000 in, you'll probably get a few hundred back. That's rubbish, in my opinion. Whereas in DeFi, you get very high super turbo yields. You put 25,000 in, you could be getting 2,000 to 5,000 back, which is incredible. So that's why DeFi was a big narrative last time, and it will be a big narrative next time, because people want to be earning a yield on their investments. Age layer ones, these are Ethereum killers. New layer ones, these are Solana killers. So in the last bull market, there were people trying to be the next Ethereum. In this bull market, there's going to be people looking to be the next Solana. So, therefore, we've got new layer ones, and who are the ones looking to be Solana killers? Then we've got proof of work layer ones, which is layer ones that utilize a proof of work mechanism instead of proof of stake. Proof of stake means that it is generated based on, the amount of people that are staking it, and then they generate more coins into existence, which they earn as yield, but more coins are put into existence. Whereas proof of work, it's miners. Miners create the new coins. So proof of work layer ones is actually a relatively new thing. Even though Bitcoin is a proof of work layer one, it is also something that's not got programmable technology, which is what we're seeing now with the likes of Casper and Cadena. Layer 2 big brands. Matic set the expectation last time that layer 2s are fantastic technology for Ethereum, which is still the number one programmable smart contract layer 1. NFTs will undoubtedly come back again. Layer 0, which is a layer beneath layer 1s. Okay, so you essentially plug layer 1s into layer 0s. Layer 0s provide the security, the interoperability, and then the layer 1 has its unique, maybe consensus algorithm, its unique qualities, its unique value proposition. DEXs, decentralized exchanges, memes, meme coins, they'll be popular, whatever. Meme coins are like viral videos on YouTube. They're stupid, they're dumb, they're funny, they're eccentric, but they're very viral. Okay, they get super hyped. Gaming, we saw in the last bull run that we had the beginnings of a gaming ecosystem, crypto gaming. And then we also had the evolution of the metaverse or virtual reality, which is where you essentially go into an alternative universe, which is digital, and you own assets, which could be in the form of NFTs. And a lot of projects are actually developing their own metaverses, like what Facebook are doing. And then you've got games developers. So these are the Capcoms, the Epic Games, the Activisions, the Blizzards, the ocean softwares of the crypto space. Launchpads, which is a way of how you get into cryptocurrencies. These were insane the last bull market. A lot of the best multipliers, because launchpads came out as a narrative during the last bull market. So you couldn't have anticipated it before because they didn't even exist before the last bull market. So it was an in-bull narrative. And as you can see, like a lot of the big multipliers were, so look, these are the multipliers, 1300, 680x, 660, well, not that one, 450x, 440x, 382x. A lot of the best multipliers made within the bull market in the last bull market were launchpads. So as they were big multipliers because people wanted an opportunity to get into cryptocurrencies before they hit an exchange, whether it's a decentralized exchange or an actual centralized exchange. And launchpads, therefore, will undoubtedly, unless something drastic happens or there's a different way of getting in, they will be a narrative next time. Decentralized social media. This is way of not having control over, or not having a central authority that dictates whether you should or should not be on a social media platform, that doesn't, shadow ban you, that doesn't ban you. I've been banned on YouTube. I've been shadow banned on TikTok. So I know how penalizing it can be. And so decentralized social media will probably have its bull market in the next bull market, and it will more than likely be triggered by something happening either on... Well, it's kind of already happening. The reason why Elon took over Twitter is because he wants there to be more freedom of expression, and that, with other social medias, is not necessarily what you see. So decentralized social media is almost in that theme. Storage. How do you store a lot of the data involved with decentralized applications in crypto? And this is now becoming more of a narrative, more and more. Base blockchain is basically the Binance Smart Chain of this bull market. This is Coinbase's blockchain. Cardano, similar, didn't really have smart contracts in the last bull market. I mean, it kind of did, but I think it's going to be more mature next time. Better upgrades to Cardano that will actually enable the smart contracts to move a lot faster, execute faster. Identity and DAG, which is directed acyclic graph, which is a methodology of consensus. So you've got the blockchain, and that is, you get your blocks, you get all of your transactions within the block, then a consensus is reached on what is the nonce of the next block, and then you process the last block, and that is blockchain consensus. DAG consensus is like a real-time transaction layer. It's basically, as soon as the transaction is made, it's kind of put through. You'd have to wait for blocks to be completed, i.e. block times. DAG is much more lightweight, much faster. And this is a type of distributed ledger technology that I think is going to mature in the next market. So there are your narratives. That's the explanation behind all of them. And what I have provided so far is a lower risk selection, a mid-risk selection for each of these, and now a high-risk selection. So, just before I move on to that, there are a few little super chats. So let me just acknowledge those. So thank you very much, Rita, for the 200 MAD. What is that? Let me know what currency that is. And Milan, can Injective go over $100 and swing over $20 in the next market? Yeah, I think that both could definitely happen for sure. Joe Bars, good to see you. And Joe Bars, you contributed a mega amount not long ago. So again, I want to thank you for that. And thank you all very much for your compliments. I'm just seeing them. Weldon. Joe Gutt. Mocken. So thank you very much for your compliments. I appreciate them. So let's get started in the first pick, which is AI. Now, for this, my first pick is going to be ChainGPT. ChainGPT is presently ranked 924 on CoinMarketCap, which, having looked at my previous analysis, a lot of the best cryptos were outside the top 500, both in bottom to top and just the 2020 cryptocurrencies. There were a load in red, which are outside the top 500. So what that means is that there is a large trajectory from bottom to top. Like if you're in the top 10, for instance, then your trajectory is likely to be 20 to 30x. If you're in the top 100, the trajectory could be, 100x. And then the more outside of it you go, the bigger the multiplier potential. Because you've got small market cap cryptocurrencies, and that means that any relatively significant amount of money flow into a small cap cryptocurrency could make a cryptocurrency go 100x straight away. Which is what happened in the AI narrative in a bear market. It's what happens to meme coins all the time. That you get 100x just like that. Just like that. Because they start off low, a small amount of money, and bang, straight up. I mean, again, that is what happened with the likes of, one of the best performers in the last bull market, which was Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu was ranked 1950. So, and that had, bugger all volume, and was a mere 55,000 market cap, and went on to be in the top 15 cryptocurrencies. So buying low can really really make you susceptible to incredible multipliers. But it obviously carries a high risk. Not every coin that is a low market cap is going to have a huge multiplier. Like, some are just shit coins. But ChainGPT is a cryptocurrency that was, essentially built AI tech for the crypto market, the crypto and blockchain market. So with ChainGPT, you can do a number of AI-based things. So you can use AI to create a coin for you. So it's AI-based smart contracts. You've got AI that can read through market news and tell you what is the sentiment of the day, what are the big news items of the day. You can use AI to read charts, and it will tell you, is it looking bearish, is it looking bullish? And you can also use AI to generate NFT collections as well. So ChainGPT is basically going to be the crypto ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a technology that's like Google. You ask it a question, it gives you one single answer. It's not like Google in the sense it gives you thousands of pages you have to read through yourself. It gives you the bloody answer. And ChainGPT is for blockchain and crypto specifically. This is a $5 million cryptocurrency presently, and it has continued to go down because, as with all new coins, it's got pretty high inflation. So this will probably continue to go down. It's currently about 4 cents. I anticipate it will go down to 1.5 cents. That will be my optimal buy-in for ChainGPT. And ChainGPT, a lot of the bigger influencers talk about this as well. A lot of the bigger influencers actually got in on ChainGPT, and I was one of them, and I stupidly declined to get into ChainGPT because I got into CryptoGPT stroke Layer AI, which has gone on to perform not as good as ChainGPT. So, my bad, essentially. For DeFi, the high risk that I have selected is one that I find incredibly promising, and that is Acala Network. Acala Network is presently ranked 435 on CoinMarketCap, and it's around about 4 cents also. Now, Acala is a layer 1 for DeFi protocol. So what you can do, it's built on Polkadot. So it means it's a multi-chain DeFi system. It can connect to other chains. So you can do DeFi functions by plugging in essentially to Acala, but that is on the specific dApps to be able to enable that operability. So Acala enables you to get involved in yield farming, lending and borrowing, and pure staking. So it's DeFi, but faster than what you got with Binance Smart Chain, and certainly faster than what you got with Ethereum. So Acala has very recently, anyway, even though this is ranked 435, these guys tend to get an insane amount in terms of volume. All right, so although they're ranked 435, their volume actually puts them in kind of like the top 100, the top 200. Sometimes you see volumes half or almost on par with the actual market cap. So the people that are in Acala are Pantera Capital, which is a premier tier VC, as is Coinbase, Polychain, and Arrington XRP. So it's got 4 big hitters out of 10 premier tier VCs. Then it's got some other relatively decent names like CMS, KR1, Digital Currency Group, once upon a time decent. So Acala is one that kind of came out after the last bull market. It came out in January 2022, so it didn't have a bull market exposure. So just like ChainGPT, both of these are new to the next bull market, and that could enable supreme gains. So if you're looking for the DeFi version of Moonbeam, which is a cryptocurrency I really love that's also built via Polkadot, it's Acala. In for aged layer 1s, we have got Algorand. Now, Algorand admittedly is 46 rank. So unlike all the other high risks that I may talk about, this one is higher. But in terms of aged layer 1s, I'm looking at more mature prospects here. I'm not going to be looking at something that's got a very, 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 very low outside chance of becoming an Ethereum killer. I'm looking at something that is an Ethereum killer. Something that has, similar attributes to Solana, which is adoption, ecosystem, fantastic metrics like transactions per second and transaction cost. And that is Algorand. Now, Algorand has had previous bull market exposure. It came out in 2020. The difference between Algorand in the last bull market and the Algorand for the next bull market is that, A, there is potential centralized partnerships coming for Algorand. Now, people may say that's bad. In my personal opinion, it's good for adoption and therefore network effect, therefore money flow, and therefore coin price. So Algorand is seen as one of the ISO 20022 cryptocurrencies that is fast transacting, bank friendly, able to be utilized by banks, and when banks enter the crypto sector, this could be one of the ledgers that is used. So Algorand has not had a great experience so far. Anybody who got into Algorand from 2020 has essentially gotten burnt, unless you got in at ICO, because it kind of came out, went to about $3, and it's only gone down from there. So my personal prediction is Algorand's going to have a better bull market next time because it's got better tokenomics. Last time it was highly inflationary, and so people tended to not make too much in terms of gains. But this time, you've got good fundamentals with strong pumpermentals as well. So I think that Algorand could do a 100x. Now you're probably thinking, well, you're in the top 50, Suppo. How are you going to get a 100x in the top 50? Well, let me show you how. Right? Cardano was a top 20 coin in the last bull market, and this coin did a 130x. So I went into Cardano 2 or 3 times during the last bear market. I got into it just before the bull market of 2017. I got it at 1.9 cents. In the last bear market, I got it at 2.5 and 3 cents. And my last buy was at about 4 cents. And Cardano went to $3. So that made a 100x. And it was inflating all the time into that. And I think the tokenomics is better for Algorand. So there is that potential for 100x with Algorand for sure. In terms of new layer ones, so this is one's new to a bull market and has updated technology. We have got Psy. Now, Psy came out very, very recently, and it was launched by Binance and on Binance, and it's basically on all the major exchanges, so that means it's got a hell of a lot of liquidity. Now, Psy is a layer 1 that was built for DeFi, really, but that doesn't mean that that's all Psy is marketing towards. Psy is also building for multi-purpose dApps that could build on Psy. They've got fast finality, fast transaction times, very, very low transaction costs. They're not as fast as Solana, but they could optimize to faster. But certainly, this is one of the newer coins that is yet to have a bull market and could have extraordinary upside potential. It's presently 116, and it's presently around about 12.5 cents. So on the basis, it comes to down to about 3.5 cents, which I think it will do because of the inflation model of Psy, and also the fact that there's still a lot of bear market to go. This could lose 75%, which would therefore take it to the ranking. It would go down to maybe the 200s. So that would be an optimal place to buy Psy, and Psy has also got amazing institutional investors. Proof of work layer 1s. I'm now going to ask you guys, what do you think the next proof of work layer 1 is? And to me, this is a very low competition field. Actually, I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you because I don't think it would be fair. The reason it's not going to be fair is because it's not actually out yet, and this is a really good opportunity to stay on top of the project and watch for when it comes out, because it will come out, and I'm not necessarily sure if it's going to come out like Psy came out, which is basically Coinbase and Binance basically blew it up. This one could actually be off the radar, and in my personal opinion, this one is a mega hit. This one's a mega hit, and particularly seeing how Casper did during this bear market. Which is that it's essentially done a 200x in a bear market. That shows you the promise of proof of work layer 1s. The reason why proof of work layer 1s, people are so bullish on them, is there's 2 reasons. Number 1, because proof of stake layer 1s, they're the cryptocurrencies that have been targeted by the SEC, i.e. Algorand, Solana, Cardano, they are proof of stake layer 1s. So that shows that infers that the SEC don't like proof of stake coins. They also shut down Kraken's staking operation because they don't like staking. They don't agree with it or whatever. It comes under SEC scrutiny either way. Given that XRP won the case, it has slightly alleviated the pressure off proof-of-stake networks, but proof-of-work's definitely safe, because Bitcoin's safe, and that's proof-of-work layer 1. So, therefore, these are bullish, and that's why Sai has done well despite a bear market. So, the one to look out for, it's not out yet, is Kai Network. Kai Network, to me, sounds like the most promising proof-of-work layer 1. Why? Because it utilizes two new technologies, one of which is called merged mining. So it's proof of work, so that means that new coins are generated by mining, not by staking, and not minting. So with most proof of stake blockchains, the minting process is dictated by the actual team, the hierarchy. And this is a reason why the SEC don't like it, right? Because they can be printed ad nauseum. The max supply can actually just be increased at any point. Whereas with proof of work, it's a more fixed supply, it's a more controlled supply, and a less inflationary supply. And that allows for better tokenomics, better price appreciation. Now, Kai Network, unlike Bitcoin and other proof of work layer 1s, like potentially Litecoin, like Ethereum Classic, is that it's 50,000 transactions per second with this merged mining process. They essentially have got a concoction of 13 blockchains running concurrently. 13 blockchains, not one blockchain like most cryptos, or two blockchains like some parallel transacting cryptos, but this has got 13 blockchains running at once with merged mining, ensuring that all blockchains are optimized for fast transaction throughput. So 50,000 transactions per second at a minimum, with a very, very low cost for transacting. And that's what makes Kai Network, already in a low competition, high speculation narrative, actually makes it even more unique. One of the reasons why Casper was unique is because it's a block DAG, which means that there's blocks even though it's a DAG infrastructure. So Kai Network has very similar attributes. So to me, Kai Network is arguably a slam dunk cryptocurrency for the next bull market. In terms of layer 2 big brands, again, I won't ask you to guess this one, because this one also is not yet out. And it is called Starknet. Starknet is a layer 2 based on ZK rollup technology. So where you've got ARB and Optimism that are both optimistic rollup technology, ZK rollup technology is arguably the faster version of rollups. Okay, so when EIP 1448 comes in at the end of this year, that's going to make optimistic rollup technology move 10 times faster, and ZK rollup technology potentially 100 times faster. And with Starknet being the newest name in ZK rollup technology, then that means that it looks very, very good for this project coming out. Now, in terms of who is invested in Starknet, they have got creme de la creme. They have got Pantera, Paradigm. You very rarely see them getting involved in projects, but they are a high-quality, selective premier tier VC, or at least a tier 1 VC. Sequoia Capital, that are traditionally Silicon Valley investors. These guys get involved in the Facebooks, the Twitters. Coinbase, Polychain. These guys get involved in the creme de la creme of DeFi. So what they obviously think is the Starknet is going to power up DeFi on Ethereum. And then you have got Vitalik. You rarely see Vitalik putting his own personal money into a cryptocurrency. So therefore, Starknet is likely to be a mega hit. But I don't know how many people necessarily know of all of this data and who's involved in Starknet. So Starknet could very well come out, people see a bit of hype, they buy it, they sell it. But not necessarily knowing that, what you've got in Starknet is you've got a layer 2 powered for a big ecosystem. You've got layer 2 for all sorts of dApps on Ethereum. For DeFi, for metaverse, for gaming, for memes, for payments, for supply chain, for anything, for banking, for anything. For anything that requires fast transaction throughput for real life. Because I know that, if you in the future are wanting, when we've got a crypto world, which is something that I've been predicting for many, many years, which is where we move from the system that we've got right now with bank cards, we essentially move into digital currencies. They're completely 100% digital. We are going to move into a cryptocurrency era. And therefore, the businesses of the next era, Web3 businesses, are going to need solutions like Starknet. If you're going to want the next Visa, the next MasterCard, if you're going to be wanting to be able to pay for your everyday goods and services, you need Lightning Network, essentially. And that's what Starknet is. And the fact that Vitalik's in it shows that he is putting personal money into what he perceives to be, huge for the for crypto and for the wider money story. And then Ethereum Foundation have also put money into Starknet. So Starknet, I would say, is definitely a super brand. All right, it's not a Boba, it's not a Metis, it's a super brand. So I anticipate that, when it comes to the next bull market, it's going to fly. Because Matic flew. So Starknet and Matic have recently, because Matic are essentially the Polkadot of layer 2s. So they are wanting to provide every single layer 2 as a business. ZK, Optimistic, and side chains, and any others. So they haven't got their hands on Starknet, though. Starknet are looking to be a Matic killer. NFTs, right. Let's ask you guys what you think of NFTs. What do you think is the big brand in NFTs? And whilst we are doing that, if you could quite literally, particularly if you've only recently joined, if you could lovingly just tap that like button if you haven't already. If you have, don't tap it because you're unlike. We don't like unlikes. So yeah, just tap that like button if you're loving this kind of content, and particularly this kind of content delivered live. So anyway, yeah. So what's it called? So yeah, guess for the next NFT, what I would say high risk compared to the previous two. Animoca, you're not far off with Animoca at all. Super. Is bloody September not happening? Well, we're only a week in, so don't count your chickens. Pixel's one of the biggest NFT, one of the biggest Web3 games. Do you mean voxels? Blur, Dega. There's not many there's not many guesses. Which means that this is not necessarily something you're a big fan of. CN. So, I'm now going to stop deliberating. This is a cryptocurrency you will have seen me DCing into, and a cryptocurrency I very much like. And that is ApeCoin. So ApeCoin is rumored to be the coin of the metaverse. This will likely be the coin of Ethereum-based metaverses, because it's going to be pushed as such, because it's already getting decent adoption. So what we've seen in the outside world is that Gucci and Tag Heuer, the watch brand, are already accepting ApeCoin as a method of payment. So ApeCoin is a currency. It's a currency for the metaverse, and it's a currency to buy NFTs with. So ApeCoin presently is around about $1.30, having been once upon a time $30. People bought this at the height of its speculation, and I said, wait for this to go to $1, and 2 years on, we're nearly there. Because ApeCoin actually ApeCoin was actually initially priced at $1. So that is the benchmark, in my opinion. Get it at the lowest price no one's ever been able to have it at. My one problem with ApeCoin, and it's a problem and also a benefit, is that anybody who was a Bored Ape holder, or even a Mutant Ape holder, got an airdrop of ApeCoins. So this was a benefit of being part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club universe, as it were. So ApeCoin was given as a reward, but this is a currency that is metaverse related. So based on the metaverse and success of the metaverse, which I definitely see happening, ApeCoin is likely to be the Bitcoin of the metaverse, i.e. the currency of choice, the metaverse reserve currency. So that's why I really like ApeCoin. It's already also, if you think about it, a lot of the people that own Bored Apes, so you've got Madonna, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Justin Bieber, a load of rappers, a load of NBA people, just Jimmy Fallon, a ton of people that own Bored Apes. They are the great and the good in celebrity land. They're the great and the good, A, in the world of celebrity, and B, in the world of commerce as well. And this is a reason why I believe Gucci and Tag Heuer have accepted these, because the people who run them are young and forward-thinking, and clearly they are also part of the Bored Ape universe as well. And that's why I think this is good for the future, because people who got airdropped it have a natural incentive to pump it, and so they're going to want to give utility to it, and these are celebrities. So ApeCoin, that's a good thing for ApeCoin and adoption. Part of what makes a cryptocurrency explode in value and get massive multipliers is adoption. Adoption is the be-all and end-all. Adoption and network effect are the be-all and end-all. Because the more something is used, the more people speculate on it, and that just leads to a snowball. And that's what leads to the big multipliers. So I am looking for ApeCoin to get to 70 cents, so essentially to lose at least 50%. Now, it has already lost a lot of its value, and I believe this is because of the airdrop. A lot of people got free coins, and they can just sell them ad nauseum now, particularly as we move into a potential recession. So people move into fiat because crypto assets are only going down. So this is the bad side of ApeCoin, but also the good side of ApeCoin, because I think that people will still have ApeCoin in their wallets, they'll be pushing it, and you'll be seeing it in the next bull market. And as far as NFTs are concerned, ApeCoin really sits at the forefront of it, and it's the lowest rank so far of these coins. And like I showed you with Algorand, I could see ApeCoin going to $100 potentially in the future, because this is the currency of the metaverse, potentially. Layer Zero. So Layer Zero we see by Avalanche and Polkadot. These are ways of creating layer ones. These are ways of having interoperability, multi-chain potential. So you've got an app that you make for Ethereum, but you can also port that app over to any other layer one. You can port over to Solana, Near, Algorand, well, whatever. Whatever has a smart contract layer, you can port over with a Layer Zero. And the big brand that is high risk, because it's going to come out and it's going to be less value than these two, is going to be a cryptocurrency called Layer Zero, which is not presently out. Now, Layer Zero is another interoperability layer. So this means that the newer blockchains, the Aptoses, the Swees, the Sais, you're going to be able to do cross-chain payments. So, for instance, if you've got dApps or you've got currencies that are on Sui, you can make it move into another currency because of Layer Zero. So, Layer Zero is, again, an ecosystem in the making. They've presently got 85 projects that have been building on Layer Zero, so it's already starting. It's already becoming like the next Polkadot. In the last cycle, Polkadot was just getting started, and then you saw the likes of Moonbeam, Akala, Fala, Astar, all those others, all coming out, all building, and they required what were crowd loans and parachains. That's not the same with Layer Zero. Layer Zero is much more simplistic. You can just build on it. Just build it. You don't need to be elected in. And that's why Layer Zero undoubtedly is going to be a big hitter in the next bull run. Why? Because it is newly created. So that means that in the past you've had Polkadot. Now Polkadot really enables cross-chain support for your dApp. If you built for Polkadot, you build for Ethereum at this point. But as far as other chains are concerned, so for the Swees, the Aptoses, the Sais, that's where Layer Zero comes in. It's the newest, and so it kind of it caters for the newer cryptocurrencies, the newer Layer 1s that have been built. And as far as Layer Zero's institutional investors are concerned, well, again, a very impressive list. So this time we've got Binance Labs and Coinbase. So it's going to definitely come out on both. Multicoin, they are emerging as a premier tier. Andreessen Horowitz, Circle, Sequoia again, big in Silicon Valley. They're moving ever more into crypto. They see this as the promised land. the new .com. So that's why Sequoia is getting into even more coins. They've got Animoca, NGC, Polygon. It's ridiculous, the names that are in this. But one that I find the most interesting is Chrissy's. To my knowledge, I've never seen Chrissy's get involved in any cryptocurrency ever. Now, Chrissy's have emerged as a cryptocurrency, as a party that likes cryptocurrency projects, because they sold CryptoPunks for multi-millions, and they have sold Bored Apes as well. So Chrissy's have obviously dipped their toe in the cryptocurrency waters in the last bull market, but now they're investors. And I've never seen Chrissy's name in any other project than Layer Zero. So to me, this makes Layer Zero a potential powerhouse, because all these people wanted in. They wanted in from the ground zero, and that's a good thing. Okay, when it launches in a bear market, there's likely to be a sell-off, because there's lots of people that go in seed round or pre-sale, and they'll be able to sell at a big profit. But what you'll also have is you'll have the same parties that have got vested tokens that are going to be wanting a big return on their investment, and so they're all going to be pushing it. So Layer Zeros could get everywhere. It's going out anyway at this point on the two biggest retail exchanges, Coinbase and Binance, and it's got basically the crypto walk of fame invested in it. Like there's hardly a name that isn't in Layer Zero. So Layer Zero, as a result, I imagine is going to have it's going to be a big cryptocurrency. So Layer Zero and Starknet are both cryptocurrencies I would recommend that you try to get an airdrop of, which would be either via Stargate Finance or some other multi-chain DeFi network, where what you have to do is you keep on doing coin swaps, coin deposits, use of Stargate. The Stargate work with Layer Zero, and then you'll get a potential airdrop of Layer Zero. DEX. What do you guys think is DEX? Let's have a look and see what you think is. We've had GMX, very, very interesting derivatives, decentralized derivatives exchange. And then you've got Hashflow, which is a decentralized spot exchange, as it were, with zero slippage and zero fees. So it's kind of like the absolutely ideal utilitarian project where like no one's really benefiting except for the community. So let's have a look and see what you think is next, the higher risk one. There's somebody who said it. Chrissy's also got involved in NFTs, yeah. Chrissy getting involved in NFTs, and Layer Zero will undoubtedly be involved in NFT in the NFT ecosystem, because it's going to be a multi-narrative cryptocurrency. So I would say it's a big reason why Chrissy's will want to get involved. PulseX, GNS, Woo, Stellar for some reason. PulseX, Dex Tools, PulseX. Red Bull, drink of champions. Anyway, the high risk entry for DEXs is, in my opinion, PulseX. Now, PulseX by market cap would actually be 31. But what I've got to say about PulseX as a preamble is that PulseX and PulseChain are two coin minting mechanisms that you have never seen in crypto before. So what you've got with pretty much every crypto, until it becomes deflationary, is that they're all inflationary. I.e. they come out with, let's say, 5% of circulating supply, and then you get percentages of circulating supply going out through the years. Okay, eventually you'll go to 100%. That could be in a short time, it could be in a long time. We're already seeing a lot of inflationary crypto assets like for instance, optimism is 1,000% inflationary in the next year and a half. You have got Sweet that is 800% inflationary. You've got Arbitrum that is 575% inflationary. And then you've got Pulse X and Pulse Chain that are, from the beginning, deflationary. They have got all of their supply out. Whereas you've got a lot of cryptocurrencies here that are ranked outside the top 500 or outside the top 200, have got smaller market caps. Actually, if you look at the tokenomics, in some cases, only 5% is out. 10% of the circulating supply is out. If you actually made every cryptocurrency a fully diluted value, then Pulse X would not be rank 31. It would be way lower, because a lot of cryptos seem undervalued because they haven't got all their circulating coins out. But Pulse X does. Every coin that was intended to be minted has already been minted. And now, Pulse X, like Pulse Chain, have a deflationary mechanism. I.e., when transactions are made on the Pulse Chain ecosystem, Pulse X and Pulse Chain are burnt out of circulation. That means that the market cap should not actually change a great deal, but the coin price will change a great deal. Because as it becomes deflationary, the coin should appreciate in value. So something that I love about Pulse X is that there are 5 zeros before, well, even presently there are 5 zeros before any number. Presently it's 5 zeros 9. Now Pulse X, you were able to get into Pulse X via what was called a sacrifice stage. Back in for Pulse X it was about November 2021 or December 2021, which is that you sacrificed Ethereum, stable coins, Hex, a bunch of coins. You sacrificed it to be given Pulse X at 0.0001 price. Now Pulse X is Pulse X is already 15x down from its initial price, and that initial price was just over the sacrifice price. Now we are presently 10x under the sacrifice price. So for every person that invested $10,000, if you invest now, you're getting the same amount of Pulse X for $1,000. So it's already gone down a lot. And that's because we're in a bear market where it really matters market caps and tokenomics, etc. But when it comes to a bull market, you will see that the deflation will work in antithesis to demand. So demand will go up, supply will go down, and that should enable for Pulse X to have a very explosive bull market. And if we go back to the last bull market, we can see that Hex, which is part of the Richard Heart ecosystem. The Richard Heart ecosystem is presently Hex, which was created in 2019, and then Pulse Chain and Pulse X that were created in 2023. And Hex was one of the best multipliers in the last cycle. 1900x from this bottom price, which came in the COVID low. But if you actually go back to the initial starting price of Hex, which was December or January 2020, December 19 or January 2020, the multiplier was actually 10,000x. So what can't be denied is that Richard Hart loves a mechanism that enables incredible gains. Now, we haven't yet seen it in Pulse X and Pulse Chain, hence why Pulsicans and Hexicans are up in arms with the current the current performance of Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and Hex. And of course, Richard Hart is being sued by the SEC, or investigated by the SEC. So all of these put a downward pressure on the Richard Hart ecosystem, which are those 3 coins. And that, to me, is why I am bullish on the Richard Hart ecosystem. Because he knows how to market, number one. He knows how to create a mechanism that causes severe and violent gains, as we saw with Hex. And it's just being ready to happen with Pulse X and Pulse Chain in the future or in the next bull market. So my personal opinion is that Richard Hart is going to come out of this. He's going to come out of this SEC investigation, and he's going to come out all guns blazing. Because of Richard Hart's celebrity, he is already connected with a lot of podcasts, a lot of big YouTubers like Nico Leonard, for instance, and Fresh and Fit. They're both, YouTube channels with over 1 million subscribers, in some cases near 2 million. And they both are celebrity figures that have bought Hex. And Richard Hart will undoubtedly get on more podcasts, connect with more influencers. He is very, very good at networking and getting visible. And in the next bull market, I anticipate he is going to leverage all of that celebrity and all of the connections he's made and his ability to get onto the big podcast, to get onto the big crypto channels. Like he's been on BitBoy's channel, he's been on Crypto Banter's channel, Altcoin Daily, I'm sure, as well. And so all of these, he's given a platform. And he's going to be given a platform to plug PulseX, to plug Pulse Chain. And I personally love PulseX. I use PulseX to transact on the Pulse Chain ecosystem, to buy Pulse Chain, to buy PulseX, to buy Hex. Because Hex was delisted from Uniswap. And you can buy Hex, the Ethereum price version of Hex, on PulseX. So PulseX to me is very fast, very little slippage, very, very low fees. So I pay next to nothing to transact on that ecosystem. And I think that just like in the last bull market where a lot of people did not like Richard Hart and did not like Hex, it just actually gives him more fuel to prove everybody wrong. And like I said, 10,000x is what he made on Hex. And he's going to be wanting the same marketing stories because he's going to want to... He's an ego. Richard Hart is an ego. And the thing about egos is they just become more powerful. I was going to say more powerful until the point that they self-destruct. But I don't see that Richard Hart is anywhere near that yet. So once he comes out of this SEC drama, I imagine that he's just going to plug these two, PulseX and Pulse Chain, and they're just going to they're going to rip because of their deflationary economics. So you can't necessarily look at PulseX's rank as, okay, this isn't high risk because it's actually a top 50 cryptocurrency. No, it's a deflationary mechanism you've never seen before. And I personally have found it difficult to predict what will happen with it. But what I can say is the fact it's gone down 13x from its all-time high and 10x from its sacrifice, its IDO price essentially, means it's on the right track to getting in and making serious money. And I didn't invest that much in PulseX at sacrifice stage, and I'm quite happy with that. Right, next, memes. So memes are violent. Memes just have, they are, like I said, they're just viral videos. Like, people just love them, and people just buy them because it's just so super simple. And the meme that I have got for the high risk category is Doge Chain. Doge Chain is presently 681 rank. Now, I underestimated how well Dogecoin would do in the last bull market, and that was a mistake. In the last bull market, there was no reason to me why Dogecoin should go up the way it did. It went up 300x plus. And to me, there was no impetus for that. There was no basis for that. And then Elon Musk got into it and has given it a foundation, has given it like some substance to be bullish on Dogecoin. Now, I'm not bullish on Dogecoin yet again, because I think it has explored the majority of its gains. The last time to be bullish on Dogecoin would have been the last market. But Doge Chain is the new, never been bull exposed Dogecoin cryptocurrency that has got extremely high potential. It's ranked 681, and it is essentially a layer 2 for Dogecoin. Right, so it gives Dogecoin the ability to have an ecosystem. So Dogecoin is a currency, right? It's a transactional currency, and that's it. So when you've got Elon Musk with the likes of, wanting to, set up a micropayments platform on X, which he is doing, and it is very likely Dogecoin will be part of that. Doge Chain gives extra utility to Dogecoin's ecosystem by allowing for DeFi on Dogecoin, gaming, metaverse, games developers, DeFi, DEXs, everything on Dogecoin. Whereas Dogecoin couldn't do any of that shit. It can't do anything. So it essentially provides an ecosystem. And Dogechain is a dog-related cryptocurrency, so it falls into memes. And what I have noticed in every time there has been a pump in Doge is Dogechain shoots up higher, more violently and more multipliers than Dogecoin. So that says to me that regardless of what Elon and what he does with Dogecoin in the next market, regardless of what happens, Dogechain will inevitably benefit much harder and more optimally for multipliers than Dogecoin. So to me, Dogechain is where it's at. And Dogechain has been, pretty stable for the past few months, actually. It's been in the 0.0006, 0.0005 area. I'm wanting this to go down to 0.0002, basically lose 60% of its value. And then this will be the lowest price it's ever been. Lowest price it's ever been presently is 0.0003 or 4. And I want it to go down half of that. And then that will be an entry point for me. And then it'll just be a case of just holding. And then, whatever happens with Doge, people forget, we've been in a bear market for a while. People forget that Elon is a degen. Elon is super, excitable when it comes to cryptos and memes, right? And so when a bull market happens, he's going to be posting more and more Doge, Flocky, Shiba-related content, because obviously he's got a Shiba Inu who's called Flocky, and that was based on his interest in Dogechain. Therefore, Flocky will do well. Pepe, he tweets Pepe memes, so that will do well as well. But Doge is going to benefit the best in terms of adoption, not necessarily price, but Dogechain, by association, should benefit from multipliers and price. That's why I love Dogechain. So although it doesn't necessarily have the meme qualities, i.e. it's on Binance Smart Chain, it's got trillions in terms of supply, it's got no real utility or anything like that. This actually has utility. So it's like a coin that stands out. Gaming. Let's see what you guys think for gaming. Are you still bullish on Marlin? You'll have to wait and see what is here. It may or may not be. You'll have to wait and see. That will get answered. If it's not there, it means I am bullish on it. And if it is there, it means I am bullish on it. So gaming. Let's have a look and see what you guys think. Voxies, Victoria VR, Star Atlas, UFO, Nakamoto, Immutable. It won't be immutable because if it's already on here, then it won't be re-entered. So it only appears on this list once. Voxy, Star Atlas, Atlas, Voxies, Oasis, Games for a Living. Yeah, interesting. You guys are saying about Gala. I don't buy that shit. Just like with BitBoy and the Bit Squad. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't be gullible. That's what I hope to teach you guys in this whole, in your whole experience in cryptocurrency. I hope to teach you guys to not be gullible, and that's what I see a lot. Everyone's kind of fucking gullible. They believe it. Oh, the SEC. Oh, Gary Gensler. Oh, whatever. It's like, wake the fuck up. It's all a game. It's all chess. And it's the same with Gala. Don't believe everything that you see. It's like the papers. And there's no better quote than this that I provided the other day. When I so happened to find it. The only thing that is real in crypto is the gains. Therefore, it's all about the gains. The stories, the narratives, the coups, They're all just a fugazi. It's all just confusion. It's all to make you operate in a certain way so that you do what the top 1% want you to fucking do. Everything is bullshit. None of it is real. The only thing that's real is the gains. So believe nothing. Use these narratives. Don't see them as real. Don't think, oh, that really happened, or that's really happening. Yeah, there may be a case number against it, but all of these things, like Andre Cronje leaving Phantom and then returning, BitBoy leaving the BitBoy and then coming back as BitBoy, like, don't believe a fucking word of it. It's drama. It's just a fugazi. Just use them to buy low, sell high, and don't get too politically involved, because you look like an idiot, in my opinion. You look like somebody that watches Cryptos R Us that is just a gullible moron. Oh, this is good for Bitcoin holders, and yet it keeps going down. Like, shut up. Anyway, rant over. So, the gaming, some of you did get it. So, give yourself a pat on the back if you said Voxies. So Voxies is basically a very, very low cap, low ranked version of the sandbox. Pretty much the same. These mini worlds you create, you've got these voxel or pixelated characters that are NFT characters, and you play in a game. And it's a role-playing game. And these guys have Binance as investors, and they have got within their team people that came from EA Games, Ubisoft, and Warner Brothers. So they've come from big successful entities in entertainment and in gaming. And they have come together and created Voxies. If you think about it, if Voxies and Sandbox had come out at the same time, then Voxies would probably be where Sandbox is now, right? It just so happens that Sandbox was the most matured cryptocurrency in that ecosystem at that time. And that's why it went up. But Voxies is pretty much non-bull market exposed. It came out right at the end of the last bull market, after the Bitcoin top. So it officially never had that trajectory. So it's new. This will officially be its first hype cycle. So Voxies, like I said, it's got Binance invested in them. It's basically Sandbox, but a different skin. Rank 625. I would be looking to get this at about 5 cents. I love the look of Voxies, and the fact that it is available on Binance, which at this present time, I don't know will survive the bear market, but should it, then it means that it's opened up to a shit ton of liquidity. In terms of in terms of when people go to Binance, well, in terms of people like to buy on Binance, they don't like to buy on DEXs. They find it difficult. They find the transaction fees too high, too convoluted. Getting it on MetaMask, transacting on a DEX, they don't get it, right? So a lot of people just want to transact on a centralized exchange like Binance. They want to get into Voxies. They'll be able to get into Voxies because they will see it appearing on Binance, and it'll just be simple for the end person, the end retail investor, the end dumb money to just be able to put money in, and this can make it pump. So it's got fundamentals just like Mines of Delania, and it looks like a fantastic game too. And it looks like Minecraft. Have you ever seen Minecraft Story Mode, the game on the PlayStation or Xbox? It looks just like that. Pretty much exactly the same. So it's like mini Minecraft, mini Sandbox. So therefore, as a speculative cryptocurrency, I like the look of it. It is high risk. It's high risk because it's very low in market cap, in ranking. It's also backed by Binance. And again, Binance are at the center of a lot of SEC shitstorms. So if anything goes wrong with Binance, they'll sell off all of their, all of the cryptocurrencies they've funded. And Voxies is one of them. So it's high risk. High risk, but potentially very high reward. Metaverse. Let's see what you guys think for Metaverse. We are not, George. Indeed, we are not. Anybody who says they are is quite literally retarded. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Joe Rhodes! Oh, I apologise. Thank you very much for the $20. I never saw that come in. And I apologise for not acknowledging it. So you are going to get this.
I wake up every morning. I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really? Really? Yes.
So there you go. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. Didn't see it. So I'm sorry about that, Joe. But love it. Thank you very, very much. You've got the Monaco karma. You're going to get your generosity rewarded back to you 1,000,000-fold. We are all Suppo. Yes, there we are. Da 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 da. That was a fist, by the way. Not, yeah. Everdome, PYR. Delsium, never heard of it. Akala versus Sunday Swap. Which do you prefer for a DeFi play? Well, Sunday Swap is limited only to the Cardano ecosystem, whereas Akala is a broader DeFi play. So easily then. Not many of you have actually said it. In fact, I don't think any of you have said it. Guess again! Metaverse! Not gaming. Metaverse. Crypto's never been in a recession. No, indeed not. And that is why it has gone down so much. Guys, come on. I'm relying on you. Dome, it is... Okay, alright. I'll actually just say it. So, the high-risk metaverse play, in my opinion, is Wilder World. Wilder World is a 5D metaverse. So where you've got Decentraland, which is essentially Roblox. If you actually play Decentraland, now yes, it's the Bitcoin of metaverses, but if you play Decentraland, it's not good. It's not good graphically. It's functional. You can have it. You know, it's a version of a metaverse. It may not be necessarily the most realistic. It may not necessarily be, the best looking. But it is a version of the metaverse that is already, has already been built and has got more features coming. High Street is an improved version of Decentraland, but Wilder World is a potential mega hit. So like I said, Wilder World is a 5D game. What that means is it's going to be extremely immersive as a metaverse. So you go into it and it should feel real. And Wilder World is a bit like GTA for the metaverse, if you think about it. So you'll be able to buy cars, buy clothes, do missions, do bank robberies or whatever, do crime, do races, all these mini missions. All of that is in Wilder World, plus metaverse, plus metaverse real estate. So if you've ever watched a kind of a simulation of what the metaverse could look like, what you get is you've got the worlds within it, the properties you can buy. You can buy pool halls, you can buy houses, you can buy commerce buildings, you can buy all sorts, different types of land. Or you can just buy land that you can build on yourself. It doesn't have to have already been established land. And that is Wilder World. That's what it is. It's Metaverse GTA. With the ability to be able to live life like an open metaverse. You can lease land and all that kind of thing. I love the look of it. Plus, they're having branded stuff like trainers and accessories and clothes and all that kind of thing that you can fit your character in. I love it. Arthur Hayes also has a mega amount of Wilder World, and if you're in my DCA group, you will have seen that I have talked about other YouTubers' portfolios because I track a lot of the big YouTubers. Don't ask me how, but a lot of the big YouTubers, I know their wallets, and I can see what they own. And Wilder World is actually in a few of, where it's in, as I said, Arthur Hayes, and one particular big YouTuber's wallet. So I know this is going to be talked about mega. And it's also in another YouTuber's, not quite as big. It's still bigger than I am, I guess, but not quite as big. And I know this is going to get pushed when Metaverse actually hits. Now, Wilder World is presently 22 cents. When this came out at IDO, I think it was about 4 cents. I'm going to downgrade that a bit. About 7 cents. I think that this will lose 3/4 of its value again. Like, it's 22 cents now. When I first spoke about it in my DCA group, I said I'm not going to get into it because it's kind of 40 cents. And I think it's got a lot of room to go. I said I want it to go down to... In fact, let me just look at my particular note on it. Because that will actually give me the... that will give me the IDO price as well. So I said, Wilder World is an interesting metaverse, would add this if it went close to its IDO price of 5 cents, which is presently 8x from. So at the time it was 40 cents. But the 52-week low is 15 cents, so I'm pretty sure it will at least match that. So, yeah, so the IDO price, and it came out on Polka Starter, was 5 cents. And I predict it's going to basically lose all of its gains, and I'm going to be able to get it 8 times less than these two YouTubers. Two famous YouTubers bought it at 40 cents. It's already half the price. And I mean, they spent a lot of money on it. Like, I'm talking strong 5 figures. So, I love Wilder World. It's just I don't love that. I have not loved the price. But as it comes down and comes down more, I love it more and more. So, holy shit. Hold on, hold the phone. Kareen S! For $50 Canadian dollars, is that? Thank you for all you do for us. Hope we all end up in Monaco. Kareen, thank you very much. That's a mega. You definitely.
You know, I wake up every morning. I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really?
Really?
Yes. You know.
Certain
And you get
rules that
this.
you have to follow, and then you're fine.
Like what?
Well, you have to be liquid.
I love that guy. So I dearly hope that you end up in Monaco. Thank you very much, Kareen. Now, something I'm going to say to you, and I just want you to take heed of this, is that in the last bull market, I did not have exit prices. I just had, right, I'm just going to sell at the top, which I didn't do because I didn't know it was the top at the time, right? So as I've done with optimal buy prices, I am now doing sell prices, right? So as market conditions play out, then I adjust them. So if I feel like there's not that much that's bearish coming up, then I won't go down so much. And likewise, once we hit that bottom, I will know at that point, what are we looking at as far as the top is concerned? And I will sell only at the top. In the last bull market, I did not have tops. So what that meant is that when coins that I'd held for a long time suddenly started going up, I sold straight away, right? It was like a 5x or a 10x. And I sold them straight away because I had about 60 coins or something in the last... No, probably not that many, 30 coins. I sold a load at 5 to 10x, right? And they went on to do like 50, 100x. And so I sold because I didn't have a grasp of predicting for that particular token. I was just thinking, okay, we're having a moon season, I'm selling now. And that was a mistake. And similarly, I didn't sell when we hit a top, even though certain prices were hit. Like Solana was well over 100x. From my entry point, I did sell some Solana, to be fair. But I didn't have a sell price. I was just selling and thinking, oh, it'll probably go up tomorrow, and then I'll sell a bit more. And then in some cases, it never did. And what would have stopped all of that is just knowing, right, this is the figure I sell, whether it goes up or down, but it's still a significant multiplier. It's not a 5 to 10x, it's like 100x, whatever. And that's what you need to stick to, because there's been a lot of people that may have gone into Matic, may have gone into Cardano, that on a 10x sold. I remember during the bull market, there were a few people that Cardano was at 60 cents, and people said, Suppo, I've made a lot of money in Cardano. Should I sell? Should I sell? And I was like, I wouldn't, but it's up to you. I'm not going to give you financial advice. And then they did. They were like, Suppo, I did sell. And then it went up to $3. And it's like, and they were like, oh, kicking myself, I did that. Right? So people get hungry. People get really, really excited when they see a 10x. They bought in at the low, or they bought in during a bear market. It 10x's, you've held it for a while, you've held it through all of this bearishness, all of these narratives, and you're like, okay, I made a 10x, I'm getting out. Way too early. So have in your mind exit prices, otherwise you will miss all that Monaco money. And I should know because I've done similar. If I had sold at the top, if I had sold at certain prices, then I'd have Monaco money easy. And when I say Monaco money, I mean a decent, same equivalent size as my penthouse. Equivalent size is about $15 million. No, euros. So that's about $20 million. And that was definitely, what was on the cards last time, but I didn't sell at the top. So Monaco money was missed. Won't be missed next time, I tell you. It's not going to be missed. So Monaco money is not necessarily getting in at an optimal buy price. It's sticking the course. But you've got to, I don't know what the bottom price will be. I'm just making estimates with my optimals. But when you do buy and you buy at a good price, then make sure you got an exit price, and make sure you stick to it. And really have an idea for trajectory based on what has happened previous bottom to top. Bottom to top is easy street. That should be a 100x minimum if you're getting something good. Right, okay, moving on. So, and also, thank you very much, Lindsay, for the $9.99. Thank you very much. £10. Thank you very much. Good evening, Superman, Team Suppo. Special likes this Friday Night Live. Yeah, it's been a long time since I did a Friday Night Live. So, thank you very much, Lindsay. I really appreciate that. $9.99 is quite insane. So, therefore...
How was the car physically? And the tire physically? And how are you physically?
How are you physically? So, thank you very much for that. Oh my god, there's more coming in. Jesus. Okay, I'll address these two now, and then I'll get back to the action. Manny the Minister, Super Legend. What do you think about Casper? I think you've mentioned it before, but not so sure. Yeah, I like Casper. I don't like its price. So Casper is a technology, is an Ethereum, is a former version of Ethereum. So I've been around since 2017, and I think it was 2018, 2019 that there was a Casper version of Ethereum. And eventually the Casper version of Ethereum was a proof of stake version of Ethereum. Obviously Ethereum was proof of work for the majority of its lifespan. And Casper was one of the versions of proof of stake Ethereum. And basically that technology spun off and created its own project. So it's just called Casper. Not Ethereum Casper, just Casper. But it still has the same proof of stake, the same consensus, the same fast transactions, etc. What I don't like about Casper is it's only 386 million. That's too much, in my opinion. That's a very, very high market cap, in my opinion. And so I would be looking for Casper to go down to a lot lower than it is before I would invest in it. So let me just have a look and see if there's any indication of holders. It may not be on this one. Maybe it's on the other Explorer, Casper Live. No. Well, it's not there as a... Oh, hold on. Deploys. Is that just... What is that? Addresses or... Deploys and... I think that's transactions. But, yeah. To me... This only had like... Hold on. I think I actually captured it. Holder value. Oh no, I didn't capture it. But I put Casper in one of these. Here we are. So Casper, I would probably buy at 1.5 cents, if not just under a cent. That's one I would buy, which would take it to around about 100 million in terms of market cap. So yeah, so to me, too expensive, but I like it, and obviously, as you'll know, a technology that was, clearly so good that Vitalik considered it for the Ethereum consensus moving forward. So I do like it. Rinka777. Hey, Suppo. Oh, thank you very much for the 11 euros, Rinka. Hey, Suppo. Keep doing what you do because you do best. What do you think about the Bluezilla launch pads? I think AI pad, Meta V pad could pull a 100, 500x easy in the next ball. Yeah, I agree with you, to be fair. As long as you get in at the right price, I definitely think that a 100, 500x is achievable. Because what you're going to have is, whereas in the last bull market, Meta V pad came out a month after the Bitcoin top. AI pad came out in a bear market. And what you're actually seeing is that in a lot of occasions, the launch pads are coming back down to their IDO prices. They're coming back down to IDO prices. So you're essentially repeating over and over again the gains potentially. And the thing is that in the last bull market, as I said, these came out at varying points during the bull market. Some just after it ended, and some just before it ended. And so they didn't have a full bottom to top trajectory. So the next bull market, actually, for a launch pad, could be more violent. So therefore, AI pad, with AI being such a mega narrative, I think that's going to do very well. And Meta V pad, Meta V pad like 20x'd when the AI pad launch was starting. That was in a bear market, and it 20x'd. So yeah. So thank you very much for the 11.99, Rinka. Appreciate it. So games devs, let's move on. So for games devs, we've had Gala and Magic. Gala is the Ethereum version. Gala is the Ethereum games developers. And Magic is the Arbitrum games developers. And then we have got another very, very bullish, hyped games development project. And that is Vulcan Forged. Now, Vulcan Forged, significantly lower than these two. It's currently ranked 180. And I think this is going to go down a lot more. It's presently around about $3. And I think this is going to lose, again, about 65 to 75% of its value. And be an optimal buy price of just over $1. So Vulcan Forged, very high quality games developers. The quality of the games that they've made is supreme. And they've got a tremendous number of hodlers. And they have got a tremendous number of what I would say crypto celebrities invested in this. As I say, I look at a lot of wallets. Vulcan Forged is in a lot of wallets. So this one's going to do well. I have absolutely no doubt Alex Becker will be the main gaming and metaverse YouTuber in the next bull market, and he loves Vulcan Forged. So this one's going to absolutely go bananas, I think. And I think, again, this has got mega potential next time. So I would say these three are kind of the creme de la creme of games development companies. And the one in here, which I won't reveal today, is the one that actually has a very good chance. It's a very, very low cap gem. Has a very good chance of being up there with this lot. In terms of launch pads, so I would say Polka Starter. Polka Starter is 517. Polka Starter launched some of the big projects of the last bull market. It launched Wilder World, Refinable did a 300x, Superfarm did a 400x. Like, it launched some of the best multipliers of the last bull market. And, some of the most exciting projects. And they were very agile as well. What I liked about Polka Starter is that they were able to pivot. They were able to build pipeline. When a new narrative came up, straight away they had a project that you could get involved in that looked high quality, that had decent developers. And I imagine, therefore, that Polka Starter will, on the same vein, do the same next time. They will move very agile to markets. They will be able to, if there's an AI season, they'll go for it. DeFi season, they'll go for it. Because they did last time. And they did to terrific effect. They were the first on every trend, and Polka Starter were actually the leaders before Seedify and before DAO Maker. So, given that I think launchpads are going to come back, because I don't see any other way of getting into a decentralized way of being able to get into pre-sales, then I think that Polka Starter being outside the top 500, being under $1, I think it's got great potential, again, to do well. as long as they continue with their fantastic projects. So I would say it's high risk though, because it's already been exposed to a bull market before, and there's competition both in terms of the quality. DAOmaker and Seedify are going to be, whereas Polkastarter in the last, because it came out around about late stage 2020, early 2021. It was kind of the first to introduce launchpads. It was the one that was able to build the most quality pipeline because they were the only ones around. But now there's DAOmaker and Seedify, they've got competition. And now there's Bluezilla launchpads, they've got the multiplier competition as well. They've got to do well getting the best pipeline, and they've got to do well of getting the best market caps to give return on investment. Because a lot of the cryptocurrencies that came out on Polkastar have not died, but the multipliers have gone right back down to worse than its IDO or around about its IDO. So that's why Polkastar is high risk in my opinion. But like I said, it's come out with some it came out with a lot of the Binance backed cryptocurrencies last time. Superfarm, Refinable, both Binance backed, very hyped. Came out on Polkastar. And one that I really like, which is Citizen, I want to say Citizen Conflict. That's coming out on Polkastar. And that shows you that they've got a pretty good handle on games. If I was going in on launchpads, this is my personal approach. I wouldn't go in on Engine Starter, Game Station, or any of the shit ones that actually, they never delivered one decent return. To me, it's either the launchpads that delivered really high quality projects that made massive multipliers, or it'll be the launchpads that are Bluezilla, that they weren't necessarily the best projects or teams, but they had the multiplier potential. I won't go in the middle ground because that's shit. Decentralized social media. I've obviously covered DeSo, which is very similar to Friends Tech. You're investing in people's coins. You're being part of their ecosystem. You're making the gains on that and also the DeSo token. Veracity, I am mega bullish on. Really love it. It's been in the bull market, but I really love it. And as far as DeSo is concerned, next time, I love this one, which is Play. Play corresponds with every single metric that I like. It's non-bull exposed. It's a narrative play in DeSo, and DeSo has not yet had its mega narrative yet. It's ranked outside the top 500, and it's under $1 in price. So it's everything. Plus, the utility of it will likely gain speculation. So with Play, is the watch to earn token of XCAD. So what you do is you buy an NFT nerd, which you use Play to buy that NFT nerd, so that gives more demand to Play. You use that to buy NFT nerd, and then you earn Play, and it's been very stable. Basically, ever since it came out about 5-6 months ago, it's been very stable ever since. It's done really well. It's not gone down. It's made the gains. It was like a 1 cent IDO, and it went to like 12 cents or something, and it's maintained 7 to 6 cents. It's done really well, in my opinion. Not gone down tremendously. So Play, I think, is part of a DeSo narrative that's very easy to get to grips with. Watch to earn. All you have to do is just bloody watch. And there's so much more utility that's going to be built into Play that's going to fuel the speculation. And at this present point, there's some decent volume in it, and it's part of XCAD, and XCAD is one of the big names in DeSo because it's got Ali, KSI, Wotashaw, Morgs, and a lot of big creators. And the other great thing about Play and the nerds is you can watch me. You can actually watch me now. You can earn watching me. So you get a nerd, and then you watch via the Play app. You can now watch me. You earn watching me now. You don't have to watch some fucking 10-year-old or 5-year-old playing on the floor with some toys. Oh, look at this toy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Or Morgs with his challenges or having to watch reaction videos, just dumb shit like that. You can watch crypto videos. You can watch me. You can also watch Altcoin Daily. Satoshi Stacker. And a few others. But who cares about them? It's me, right? You'd watch for me. So I really like Play. I've earned a lot of Play using the Play app and the nerds. It's so easy to get to grips with. And I just think way more people are going to be joining the ecosystem as a result. In storage, I've already covered Arweave, which is kind of seen as the prince to Filecoin. Stratos, which is, if anything, Stratos should probably have been here. And then in number 3, we have got Bluezell. Now, Bluezell is a former bull market exposed cryptocurrency. It came out in 2018. It's older than Matic. So I'm slightly... I don't really like old coins. Like 2020 is what I pretty much have as my limit. But Bluezell have improved since what they used to be. So Bluezell, they've had a lot of money flow recently. It's a 5-to-1 money flow. So their market cap is about 50 million and their money flow, their volume is about 17 million. So it's about 5-to-1. In fact, actually, it's probably more 3-to-1 that. Bluezell aren't just storage anymore. Bluezell are actually a layer 1 for Cosmos as well. They're a GameFi cryptocurrency. So Cosmos is a layer 0. You create layer 1s with Cosmos Tendermint. Stratos actually was born out of Cosmos. Terra Luna was born out of Cosmos. Injective was born out of Cosmos. And so is Bluezell. So it's got 10,000 transactions. I think it's like 0.2 of a cent to transact. And this is specifically for GameFi. So where Injective is the layer 1 for DeFi, Bluezell is the layer 1 for GameFi. And it's also got storage solutions. So whilst you would, I suppose, create your gaming project, infrastructure, whatever, with Bluezell's Cosmos, you would also use their storage solution. So you've got like a 2-in-1. So it's a bit like Stratos. Stratos provides you blockchain storage, computation, database. Bluezell provides you with essentially blockchain and storage. So half of that. So and it's also out of the same technology. So it's not as good, but it's more mature. It's been around longer. It's got more people investing in it. It's kind of seen as, one of the low market cap storage solutions that could probably make big gains. So it's got a renewed interest. Bluezell's never really gone anywhere since its inception. Not really. And I think it could do well simply because storage is going to become a bigger thing in the next bull market. So I would only get Bluezell if it went to 5 cents, and it's quite a way off that at this point. But I'd only get it at 3 cents. I met Bluezell at a Neo conference, I think, in 2018. And I spoke to a representative of Bluezell, and they said, "We hate blockchain." And I was like, "You fucking nuts? You're at Neo blockchain conference saying I don't like blockchain." And I just hated them ever since because of that one person. But looking at their value proposition, it looks like it may have legs, even though it's quite old. So that's why it's high risk. Base blockchain. So for base blockchain, we got Moonwell. Moonwell is a DeFi protocol that was built on out of the Moonbeam ecosystem. So Moonbeam was created from Polkadot, and Moonwell was created out of Moonbeam. So Moonwell is a Moonbeam dApp, a Moonbeam DeFi dApp, basically. The again, swapping, borrowing and lending, potential DEX. Stable coin issuance, staking and yield farming for Moonbeam is what Moonwell started at. But in the last 2 months, it has now built for base blockchain. So whereas I previously said my optimal was like 3 cents, this was when Moonwell was like 9 cents. It went up to 10 cents in the whole base blockchain narrative, sub-narrative. But it's since come down to 4 cents. So I'm not going to go in at 3 cents now, not too early. So I've now put it at 1 cent. That would be very, very good. And Moonwell presently, and I mean at 4 cents, is 937. So this could be well outside the top 1,000 in my opinion. So that will make it a very good speculative, high risk, because we're talking like 2.6 million market cap. We're talking about minuscule cap. But we're also talking about a coin which is in a growing ecosystem that's looking for its next pancake swap, its next AVE. And Moonwell seems like the well, probably one of the more mature projects with decent technology because it was built out of Moonbeam. It's multi-chain. That could be the base blockchain DeFi solution. Who knows? But it's worth it, I think, at that price. Oh my god! Joe Bars! What? $49? That is insane. I'm not going to be boring. I will do the Monaco Karma.
I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh my god, I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really? Really? Yes.
I'm going to give you the People's Elbow because that is a mega contribution. I'm going to give you this.
Everything possible. Everything feasible.
I love that. Joe, thank you very much. So your question, I'm holding 220k Glimmer on an average price of 29 cents. Doesn't seem to have a narrative spot. Where do you see the realistic top for Glimmer next bull run? Should I be nervous? So I would say that Moonbeam is a layer 1. All right. So it would be classed as a new layer 1. So it is looking to optimize to 1 million transactions eventually. So that would put it up there with the likes of Cardano. What Cardano was rumored to be back in 2017. That's what they were building up to. 1,000 transactions, 1 million transactions a second, like no other blockchain. And Moonbeam is looking to do the same. And so Moonbeam it's a layer 1. It's a layer 2 as well because it's a layer 2 for Ethereum. So how Moonbeam created it was to support Ethereum in the main. So it is multi-chain, but really multi-chain for Ethereum. So what that means is that they essentially replicate the Ethereum blockchain in simulation. So you're able to natively scale Ethereum. Rather than taking it off of Ethereum, you are able to directly able to scale Ethereum with the security of Polkadot. So it's a layer 1, it's a layer 2, it's got all the best VCs in it. It is a cryptocurrency that's part of the Polkadot narrative. Polkadot never really had its season for narrative. So it never really had its own season where Polkadot went up dramatically. It kind of went up with the natural flood of the bull market. Went from like $3 to $50, but it never had its season. And all the coins within it have never had their season. So all of this is kind of building up into a perfect storm, in my opinion, for Moonbeam. So that's why I really like Moonbeam. So it's not really a narrative like... It's not really a narrative play like DeFi, AI, gaming, metaverse. But it's a multi-narrative play because all of these different types of apps can build on Moonbeam. All of these apps can build on Moonbeam, and all of these apps are already building on Moonbeam. So all of those will funnel up into Moonbeam and give it value. I would not be too despondent with Moonbeam. Okay, so Matic took forever to actually eventually just to have those megarific multipliers. Solana did as well. So Solana, it kind of was $1, $1.50 in about October 2020. So after the worst was over. And then it went up to $4 in about December 2020. And then it went back down to $1.60 in January 2020. 2021. And I remember looking at it and thinking, maybe has it had its bull run? $1 to $4? It's pretty shit. And then what did it do? Went from $1.20 or $1.50 to $250. So don't be too despondent if something is looking a bit dead or looking like it's not really moving. Now, if you have greater confidence in something else, go with something else, is what I would say. Like, if you don't believe in it yourself, don't necessarily go into it. Like, I'm not saying it's going to 100x. I think there's a possibility it'll go to $10, it'll go to $15, it could even just go to $5. Hence why, if I'm buying it at 10 cents, or 6 to 10 cents, then basically, even if it goes to $5, I'm making a lot of money, right? But you know, it may or may not happen. At the end of the day, you have to make an educated guess. It's 6,000% increase in wallets. There's usage, there's adoption. The only thing that's not really showing that people are hyped about it is the price. But everything is going on in the background with it. So I wouldn't be too despondent. You need the narratives. I'm personally going to get into it. Is it the one I'm most excited about? No. But is it amongst the top? Yeah, I would say. So I hope that answers your question and soothes your nerves somewhat. How are we doing for time? Shit. Badly. It's 2 hours. Right, I've only got 3 more to go though. So, in Cardano blockchain, I have got Cornucopias. So Cornucopias is a metaverse NFT gaming play. So this is a low competition zone, actually, if you think about it. So Cardano did have a bit of a narrative in the last bull market. It was fleeting, not very long, not very sustained. But DeFi projects did really well on Cardano. And DeFi is not as exciting as gaming and metaverse. So Cornucopias is the only real metaverse on Cardano right now. So it's got that kind of, there's no competition. And yet, if people want to speculate in A, metaverse, and B, the Cardano ecosystem, Cornucopias is slap bang in that Venn diagram, slap bang in the middle. So it's presently 545. It did actually go to 0.009 in December, and 0.008. I'm going to downgrade that to 0.006. So I think it will lose at least 50% of its present value. Or no, because it's about 2.8 cents now. So that would be, what, 5x? No, that's probably a bit much. Let's put 7. So yeah, so I would recommend buying this. Like I said, there's not much in the Cardano ecosystem, but if I know something, it's that metaverse is like one of the most exciting trends, and Cardano mixed with Cardano, Cornucopias is really the only option at this point. Identity. Very much love Galaxy. Galaxy is 187 in rank. What I love about Galaxy is that it is really, in my opinion, a superpower. A superpower for business. So what Galaxy is a credentials-based network. So what you do as a wallet owner in crypto, so you've got a Cardano wallet, maybe you've got an Ethereum wallet, you've got a MetaMask wallet, you've got all these different wallets, right? What you do is you connect your wallet to Galaxy, and then it will track what you do, what apps you like, and it will be able to give all this data to businesses to see, okay, this is the most popular type of dapping cryptocurrency. This is the most popular chain. This is where all the money's going into. These are the kinds of campaigns that work to get users. Galaxy are building a supercomputer of data, right? Which, as a business, if you're a crypto or Web3 business, if you are wanting to access that supercomputer of data to build the perfect app based on where all the demand is, because that's what all these wallets track. They track demand. They track what's popular, what's hyped, what's doing well. And they give that information to businesses, and businesses can build their dApps to suit what the behaviors is telling them from this credentials network. So it's excellent. It's like it should be illegal. It's like in America, on the way up to elections, they have an idea based on looking at people's behaviors. Who are people going to vote for? And why? What is it about the party? What is it about the benefits? What is it about the way they present or approach the public that is making that party more favoured? And if a political party had that data, then they could use that data and they could essentially growth hack their own audience because somebody else has already done it and all the data's been gathered. So it should almost be illegal to have this kind of data. And that's why you've got the likes of Coinbase, Multicoin, Binance, Jump, Solana Ventures, Blockchain.com. There's quite a few names that are respectable. Draper Dragon. Quite a few names that are respectable that have gotten into Galaxy. Because as a data and identity play, it looks mega. And you need Galaxy to access that data. If you don't have Galaxy, you can't access the data. You're fucked. So you need Galaxy. So that's why it's I would say this is perfect. Like if I because I'm a crypto YouTuber, if I could get the data that thumbnails, this is what your thumbnail needs to this is what your thumbnail needs to have in it, this is what your title should say, this is what your description should say, this is the exact amount of time you should be presenting for, etc., etc. If I knew that secret, then I could be the #1 YouTuber, right? So that is the power of Galaxy. If you are looking to create a Web3 business, a DEX, a DeFi, a game, anything, Galaxy unlocks shit tons of data for you. Tell me a better project than that. And then lastly, for the DAG ecosystem, obviously we got Hedera and Phantom. These are both bull run exposed. They were around in the last bull market and they did exceedingly well. But the one that is not bull market exposed, I think has a lot of promise, is Aleph Zero. Aleph Zero is a very interesting one. It's like a proof of work consensus with a DAG infrastructure. So it's a little bit like Casper in a way. And these guys have got, it's 100,000 transactions per second and 20 thousandths of a cent transaction fee. Hello! Does it get better than that? No. Unbelievable. The only thing is, Aleph Zero, to me, is way too high in price, reflective of how many hodlers they have. They rank 223. They haven't got any decent VCs. Not one decent VC invested in Aleph Zero. But the technology looks insane. So to me, I would only invest in Aleph Zero. It goes down 30 cents. It's presently at 78. So I'm looking for it to drop over 50% of its value. Particularly because anybody who got an IDO got it for 10 cents. And that will already be 3x more than I really want to pay. But yeah, I think that Aleph Zero is very exciting. I buy into the hype. I kind of like the name. It's not a great name. It's not got the best of volumes either. Like, this is what I mean by it's overvalued. Like, it's 223 in rank, but 681 in volume. That's terrible, in my opinion. But the technology there houses is supreme. You know, it's the DAG, the proof of work, the fast finality. It's got a mainnet. You know, these guys, they've got a lot of very, very good qualities about them. I really like them. And again, like I said, non-bull market exposed. This is a competitor to Sui and Aptos, just without the name, without the big hype behind it. It's got 66,000 accounts on but it's just, like I said, just overvalued. 66,000 accounts on a 210 million market cap is just not good enough. Just put 66,000. 3,000? What the fuck, man? And if you do it on a fully diluted market cap, it's even worse. So yeah, it really needs to come down. But I like it though. I like it a lot. And it just kind of fits a lot of good narratives. Privacy, ZK rollups. Again, it's just one of those ones that seems to hit on quite a few narratives, not just DAG. Proof of work, ZK rollups, privacy. Very, very fast. Yeah, love it. It's kind of like, if you think about it, it's a little bit like Hedera mixed with Aptos, in a way. So there we are. These are your high-risk picks. Tell me now in the comments, what is your favourite of this lot? I'd be keen to know. Ronnie D, what crypto are you most excited about if it's not Glimmer? Well, there is the $20 million question, is it not? What I will say is that it is on this list. Well, it could be in this one, but it is on this list. Put it this way, it is there. So there we are, Marble Arch. So here we are. Let's see. What do you guys think? So Zen, Dogechain, Wilder World, Akala. Zen's not there yet. I mean, Zen's not there. PYR and Swee. You need to talk about Tribal and Octavia. No, I don't. I don't talk about stupid coins. By the way, people, if you could literally do me a solid for going over the time I was going to go. If you haven't yet liked, we got 360 likes, 474 of you. So there is a bit of a disparity. So if you could make that up as best as you could, smash that like. I would be very, very appreciative. And yeah, it's just basically a waiting game now. Waiting for these optimal buy prices and maybe taking a bit of a stab. Because at the end of the day, you don't know when you're buying. You sometimes just don't know when you're buying the bottom. Like, for instance, games for a living. Right? I bought this at half a cent. And it's now 5x that. And at the time, you know, given the high amount of inflation this has got. Like, look. This has got 7% of circulating supply. That is 92.5% of dilution to come for it. So I thought, that's ridiculous. I'm not, you know, half a cent, it's probably still got a lot more to go down because there's so much more inflation. And yet, 5x above, and who knows if it ever comes down to that half a cent again. Who knows? So you sometimes don't know if you're buying the bottom. Sometimes, you know, a certain cryptocurrency may just be unique, may just not be correlated. And this could be one of them. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, what was the point I was making? I don't really know. I can't remember. But, yeah, so that's all you can really do is just kind of when you see something as super low, super undervalued, DCA. Like when I got into Games for a Living at half a cent, it was at the time about 2 million in market cap. Hold on a minute. Let me see. When was the price? Half a cent. 20th of April. Yeah, it was about 2 million. Yeah, 2 million. And that's 15 million. So, you know, so you never know when you're buying the bottom sometimes. That's why you kind of got to keep going. But at the end of the day, if these prices do get reached in my optimals, then that should be pretty lucrative and profitable, in my opinion. Especially if Gala dies. It's not going to die. That's dumb. Swee is your favourite. I wouldn't say it was. I would say, though, that Swee is fundamentally one of my favourites. But for a coin to be my favourite, it's got to be a mix of fundamentals and pumpermentals. It's got to have the excitement, the credibility, the trustworthiness to do well, but also have the pumpermentals as well. It's got to like be a low market cap. It's got to be undervalued. You know, value per hodler. You know, volume to market cap. It should be undervalued and have insane pumpermentals. And that is what makes it my favourite. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. How many cryptos do you hold in total? Well, I will tell you this. I obviously hold some from the last bull market. And, that's not it, is it? And these have been what I've DCA'd in so far. So I've got quite a few. Quite a few cryptos. But this doesn't even make a dent in the stables that I've still got. I've got so much in stables that is ready to be deployed eventually. But in the meantime, I know what it's like. As soon as Bitcoin refines its old all-time high, which should happen early 2025, if not late 2024, based on the 4-year cycle theory. So early 2025, Bitcoin should be at its all-time high again. And having got there, most coins will have gone past my optimals at that. Well, gone past my my current buy price. So where my lowest DCA is now, by the time Bitcoin gets to its old all-time high, these should easily have been surpassed. And then it will just be a case of, right, altcoins now have to catch up with Bitcoin. So typically in a bull market cycle, it goes Bitcoin, then large caps, then mid caps, then low caps, then memes, then back to fiat, and then we start again. Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. So that's what's going to happen. So Bitcoin hit its all-time high. All my coins will have easily gone past their lowest DCA price. The DCA price is even here. And then from the point of then the altcoins go and catch up, then, you know, we'll be getting into a middle ground of lowest DCA and the all-time high. And then come the end of the bull market, in some cases, a lot of cryptos will surpass their old all-time high. And in cases like, you know, GMX, Aptos, SWI and Arbitrum and all that, you know, their current all-time high, these will be destroyed by the time Bitcoin's hit its old all-time high. These will be destroyed. So then it will be a case of where does it go from there? Is it another 10x? You know, so we have a 40x, a 70x, or is it more? You know? But that's what I'm imagining. So, you know, it's just a case of waiting at this point. And then just having a plan for every single crypto. That's how you make the Monaco money, is to have a plan. If you fail to plan to fail, essentially. Right, okay. I think I'm going to make a move. I'm going to make a move now. Hi, happy Lauren, thank you very much for the 30. I know what that is. I should know because I have seen it now. What do you think of Mobland? Oh yeah. Has Alex Becker said anything about it? Alex is the man, to be fair. When it comes to Alex Becker. When it comes to games, Alex is kind of the man. Like, he's not necessarily great at crypto, but he knows his games. And that's what I do like. How do you search somebody's tweets? I don't even know. Hold on a minute. Let me have a look. There's Alex. Let me have a look on my... Because I know on my mobile app, it actually does work, so... Bear with me 1 second. Mobland. He's not said anything. Yeah, he's not said anything about it. He hasn't, from what I can gather, he hasn't said anything about it since like 2021 or maybe 2022. But no, there's nothing on here from him at all about Mobland. But I do know he liked it, and I know Elio liked it as well. Because I'm making my business to know everything. Yeah, this looks like it's pretty much dying. Qcoin 9,000. Bybit 65,000 apparently. By bid. Let me just have a look at Mobland on here. See if anybody of notability got into it. Animoca did. Duquan did. Kieran, who's he? Is he Mutable X? Or is he Alluvium? Alluvium. I knew it was one of the two. I always get them mixed up. Because, yeah. Alex Becker. Oh, he's actually he actually is an investor, C-round investor. So, Animoca is really the only major name. Let me just have a look and see their website and their Twitter. See if they're still active anyway. 159,000 followers. July 17th was their last tweet. That's not good. Mafia Metaverse. That is not good. That's terrible. When was the last time they liked anything? July. They've been completely inactive. Have they just left? Anyway, let's have a look at their website. See, it looks good, doesn't it? Look, it looks pretty cool. It does look like that GTA look about it. ranked number 1 of all time for Binance NFT volume, apparently. Oh, Luke. Oh, Kane Warwick. Fun Synthetics, yeah. I think they're related, Kieran and Kane. That's pretty awesome. But, yeah, it looks like it's pretty much died a death. And they certainly don't look like they're doing much about the brand. So that does not look very good. Let me just have a look at the holders. 8,000 hodlers. Fuck. These people have been absolutely incinerated. This was once upon a time 13.5 cents. Divided by 0.0005, is it? What the fuck happened? 270x just to get to its old all-time high, which was achieved in 2022, so 2 months after the bull, 3 months after the bull market top. So it's a this is not high risk. This is like super fucking degen. Yeah, look, all-time low 29 minutes ago. Yeah, so this is super duper degen basically. It's basically on its all-time low right now. So it's super low, it's super high risk. Why are you bullish on Moonbeam projects? Because, you know, Moonbeam is like, it's the same as like, why is anybody bullish on Quant? You know, Quant is multi-chain dApps, right? That's what its value proposition was. That's why people love it. Multi-chain. And Moonbeam is the exact same. You know, Moonbeam is basically the layer 1 version of Polkadot. It's Polkadot. It's got Polkadot's consensus and speed, and then they just added a bit more with what makes Moonbeam unique. And as I've shown you, I mean, as far as metrics are concerned, this has got arguably amongst the strongest metrics. Look at the amount of hodlers. So let's just compare this with Shiba Inu. Oh, fuck's sake. So if we have a look on how many hodlers are on Etherscan, 1.335 million, 1.392. More hodlers of Moonbeam than there are of fucking Shiba. And then if we have a look at Moonbeam unique addresses, 18.7 million addresses. If we compare that to all of the hodlers on various different this hasn't been updated in a while, but this puts it up there. This puts it right up there with like near Binance. Actually, hold on. This is I'm pretty sure. What the fuck is with this thing? Well, whatever the case, right? You know, it's kind of comparable to like Nia, Algorand. They're in the 20 millions, and they are major blockchains with multi-million, if not slightly a billion market cap. And well, Moonbeam's all the way down in, you know, hardly anything for a market cap, like just around about 200 million. 130! To me, it seems like a no-brainer. To me, but that's just me. Right, okay, I think I am going to make a move now. So thank you all for turning up. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you can say bye, so I can say bye to you. What the hell is this red mark? What the fuck? Thank you very much, Patrick. God, 10:12. What the fuck? Where's time go? So Joe Bars, ZS, Jose, Wanye, Dean, Oculus, Peter, Chrissy, Vic, Sarmad, Baz, NC Bims, Lindsay, Martin, Burkan, Big Boss Razza, Dejan, Oriel, Peppy, Shahera, Glinbert, The Cuckoo is in the Nest, Khalid, Nobody, Let's Go Crypto, Rob H7, Sporting Future, Ada, Ad Angelo, Iflander, Pipliotta, Kareen. Thank you very much, Kareen, for the super chat too. Peter as well. Kumaran, Marcin, Alan, Matt, Mr. Bud, Sammy, and Inyen, Khalid, Marco, The Old Bottle, Guidewood, Hurricane Hicks, Lizette, Kumra, Jordan, Vito, Pulse Fusion, Discover, D. Gomez, Vito, Mr. Bud. Thank you very much, people. Appreciate all of you, and very much appreciate Joe Bars. Thank you very much again for the contribution, arguably the largest. So you definitely get this.
How was the car physically, and a tire physically, and how are you physically?
Just love it. And that's it, people. So adios. Have a great weekend. If you haven't yet, just smash a like on the way out, and I'll see you next time. It is lights out.